Hello, what's up, my fellow boxing fans? Yes, I am returning after a break of about 2 weeks. Um, yes, I will start with an English card, or actually Welsh, but British, okay, let's say. It's in a Motor Point Arena, Cardiff, Wales, and it's tomorrow that it takes place. And first of all, there is a fight between the young Andrew Selby, the brother of Lee Selby, who is 8-0 and is taking on. It is a flyweight fight. He's taking on a guy called Christopher Rosales. And it is a WBC flyweight semi-final eliminator. Yes, Andrew Selby has shown some promise so far. Um, in his last fight, he beat the experienced Filipino contender Ardin Diale by a shutout, unanimous decision. Before that, he had a few knockout victories also, and at 5'6", he's a tall flyweight, definitely. And this guy he's fighting is he's from Nicaragua, Rosales, and he hasn't been stopped yet, but he's been beaten twice. He has two losses, 23 victories, and 15 by KO. So he can punch, but he hasn't really fought anyone that good so far. So I think I favor Selby, of course, and but this may prove to be a very tough fight for him because this guy has more fights and he seems to be tough and yeah. Rosales, it doesn't say how tall he is, but anyway, he's 22 years old, and Selby is 28 actually. So he started out late as a pro. So I think Selby wins by decision, either unanimous or majority, perhaps. So, uh, and then in the next fight we have it's a cruiserweight fight for a vacant British cruiserweight title between the undefeated Craig Kennedy and Matty Askin. Yeah, Craig Kennedy, alias the Kid. He has held the IBF International Cruiserweight title. Well, he stopped Wadi Camacho, but he's generally not, doesn't seem to be a really hard, hard puncher. He has only 8, no, or half of his wins are by knockout anyway, so I guess he can hit some, but he's not a huge puncher. And Matty Askin, he is very tall, 6'4", and Kennedy is 6'3" actually, and he seems to have some power. He has 13 knockouts in 21 victories, so he is 3 defeats, and he has been stopped by Krzysztof Glowatsky, and that's no shame. It was in the 11th round too, and he gave Glowatsky a pretty good fight. So yeah, well, who can we expect to win here? Certainly Kennedy being undefeated. He's perhaps the favorite here, and yeah. But he has fought rather weak opposition. His most famous two most famous names on his record are Camacho and Courtney Fry, who isn't really a world beater. So yeah, it's quite a puzzle, really. Hmm. I think I will actually. I don't know really. I think the safest bet is Kennedy actually, because we don't know. Even though he hasn't fought so many good anyone yet, really, who is really good, he is undefeated, and yeah, while Askin is not, and I think he will win by a decision. Yeah, it will be a close fight, most likely. So yes, I think there is a slight chance of Askin. I think if anyone should win by a knockout, it should be Askin. So. And then there's an interesting fight for me because it features a guy that a Libyan-born fighter called Malik Zinad, and he is managed by the former WBC light heavyweight champion Donny Lalonde, whom I have spoken to actually several times, and he was very full of praise for this guy Zinad Malik, and he's fighting. He's a light heavyweight fighting a guy called Jermaine Asare, who is 7-1, and yeah, he's been knocked out in the first round by a guy who doesn't look to be really such a big name. So Zina, he is 8-0 with 7 wins by knockout. So I think he will win. It's an 8-round fight. I think he will win like by a stoppage for sure, a knockout or TKO within 5 rounds, I'd say. So yeah, so yeah, I think it will happen most likely in second or third round or something, because he has some first round and second round stoppages as well. Well, a knockout victory for Malik Zinad within the first 4 or 5 rounds. My prediction. Okay, we move on. Uh, yeah, let's see. There aren't any good fights anymore with fights in Wales, so we'll move on. Yeah. This looks perhaps interesting. It's a fight between a guy called Kanat Islam of China and Norberto Gonzalez for a vacant WBO NABO super welterweight title. Yeah, this guy, Kanat Islam, he's a rising contender and a puncher. He has 19 knockouts and 23 victories. So, and while this guy Gonzalez, he's more like a journeyman with 8 losses in 31 fights, and he is beaten like guys like some semi-famous names. Javier Francisco Maciel. He lost to Germán Charlo by TKO 7, but he went the distance against Erickson Lubin, a really big puncher, in an 8-round fight. Yeah, so, yeah, he's beaten Michael Oliveira. Whoever that is, sounds kind of famous. So anyway, Islam is obviously a favorite to win here, but will it be by a knockout? Yeah, possible. It's possible. Well, this guy Gonzalez, he's been stopped only twice, and in the last fight by Terrell Gosha. So it's possible, but I wouldn't bet on it. It's a 12-round fight, so I think that perhaps Kanat will be able to pull it off. I think a late stoppage round 10 or maybe something like that. Okay, then that was in Boca Raton, Florida. And then we have a fight in UIC Pavilion, Chicago. It's Mike Colorado who is making a sort of a comeback against Matthew Strode. Yeah, Colorado, he is like, after losing to Brandon Rios, he came back and won two easier fights, and this seems to be no exception because this guy Matthew Strode, he is not a puncher and he's been stopped twice. And yeah, so I guess it's a safe fight for Alvarado. I think he may win. It's a 10-round fight. But in his last fight, he struggled against a guy who has only 15 wins, who had 15 and 4 and 2 record before that. So I don't know if he will manage to knock this guy out. Perhaps not. So I will rather put a decision victory for Alvarado. Okay, let's move on then. There is the biggest fights of this weekend are, just a minute. Some Germany, but no really good fights there. Italy and blah blah blah. Wait a minute, I know how to do this quickly. Yeah, the big fight is between Kell Brook and Errol Spence Jr. Yeah, it's a do or die fight for Brook. I think it's for the IBF welterweight title, which Brook had relinquished. Well, we don't know how much Brook has left in him after, you know, after that defeat to Golovkin. Or actually, he hasn't actually relinquished the title. Well, that's good. And Spence, he seems just spectacular. Right now he seems he can do it all. He can punch, he can box, he is fast. He has good defense, reflexes, everything. Good chin. It seems also. So he's the favorite for sure in this fight. Kell Brook, of course, he has good boxing skills, as he proved against Sean Porter. But I don't think he is the favorite to win here for sure. He may surprise us once again, but he's very strong also for a welterweight, but he and Spence are actually. Spence is just a half inch taller. And yeah, he has knocked out Leonard Bundu in his last fight. He's also knocked out Chris Algieri, Chris Van Herden. So, this guy has proven himself as a really dangerous contender so far. Whether he will knock out Brook, I don't know, perhaps not, but I think he will win the fight for sure. So, I think, yeah, Brook, he showed that he can take Golovkin's punches pretty well, despite getting stopped, but Golovkin, he hits still a lot harder than Spence. So I think this will go to the scorecards. And well, since it's in England and in Sheffield of all places, it's Brook's hometown. It may be hard to get this decision for Spence. So I don't really know what to expect, but I think Spence will win. Uh, but will he get the victory? I don't know really. So that's all I can say. And then there is the fight between George Groves and Fedor Chudinov for WBA super middleweight title. Yeah, Groves. Yeah. Since losing to Badu Jack, he has done well, when he beat Martin Murray and Edward Gutknecht in his last fight. And Gutknecht nearly died from that fight, and so Chudinov he looked really strong until he lost to Felix Sturm. Even that was a really a bit, you know, controversial decision, but anyway, he has really seemingly endless amounts of energy. This guy, he just goes and goes, attacks all the time, and I think it will be a tough fight for Groves, yeah, because he's facing a guy, even though Groves is a little taller, but he's not the stronger guy here for sure. So I still think he may be able to win, but it will take a lot of hard work and perhaps a little help from the judges as well. So I expect him to win actually, but by a really close decision. Yes. So that was that. There's one more fight. It's between Anselmo Moreno and Julio Ceja. Um, yeah, Ceja he lost by TKO in the first round in his last fight, and Moreno he he also lost to Yamanaka by TKO in his last fight. So I still favor Moreno because he's so clever and slick. So I think he will win by unanimous decision here. So okay, that was all I had for now. This video became a little long. Sorry about that. So yeah, I wish you a, a good weekend of fights. See you.